Hello and welcome to 3 from the 7, Relix's weekly news podcast, chronicling three of our biggest news stories from the last 7 days. My name is Rafaela Kenny Sincata. I am coming to you live from Relix headquarters, and she gives love a bad name, Karina Reichman! I was going to do some sort of Bon Jovi lead-in, but I fucked up.
Baby.
How are you, Karina? How are you?
I'm phenomenal, Rav. That's a good... I'll take a Bon Jovi lead-in any day.
That's good. It's solid, right?
Whatever you're throwing down, I like. So it's great. That's just great.
Well, we got a lot to talk about this week. It's in a Les Claypool, Trey Anastasio bonanza. We're talking Oysterhead, Primus, Trey, and Dave. Tons to talk about. But before we jump into all the news, Karina, we got to catch up with you because there's a lot going on. You played a huge gig this past weekend in New York, and you just announced a bunch of tour dates. So give me the rundown. What's going on?
Oh my God, Raph, it's all happening. Yeah, I just dropped some fatty tour dates, bro. So let's talk about that. Me, my band, featuring Adam November and Chris Corsico, we're coming to your town 5/7, which is May 7th. It's a Thursday. Hometown Throwdown, Brooklyn Bowl. Really looking forward to it.
It's going to be sick.
It's
Karina's
huge.
second time playing the Brooklyn Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Second headline performance as Karina Reichman at the Brooklyn Bowl. Yes, that is accurate.
That's history. That's set list stats for the fans.
It sure is. It totally is. Date number 2, the following night, Higher Ground in Burlington, Vermont. That is 5/8, May 8th. Friday
night.
May 8th. And I'm looking forward to that one big time. That is with a sweet local Burlington band called Dr. Rick. Shout out to Dr. Rick and my dear pals in Quiltro. Shout out to Quiltro. And
where did Dr. Rick go to medical school?
That is a great question. Rowayton Medical. What?
Somewhere in the Caribbean, I'm sure.
Probably. And then the following night, that is Saturday night, a great night to party. The Hollow, Albany, New York, coming to you live. You can picture the routing. I routed this all myself. You go to New York, then you drive a little bit, and then you wake up the next day, you drive a little bit more up to Burlington, then you party in Burlington, it's great, then you go to bed, then you wake up, and then you drive back down towards the city where we all live to Albany, and we're going to be there. That is Saturday, May 9th, correct? Yes. And I look forward to that. Then, fast forward a week, Saturday, May 16th, we are headlining Milk Boy in Philly. Awesome. A great place to party. My Philly Massive, I love you. Love everything about you. Zahavs. I love Rittenhouse Square. See? Yeah, so you'll never catch me, copper. I'm going to Rittenhouse Square. Anyway, I love the whole thing. And, yeah, it's going to be a time.
Coming to your town. She'll help you party down.
It's not going to lie to you.
Headlining dates.
Yo.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
And then you know what else?
If you don't like it, that's tough shit, because it's too late. Here we come.
There you go. Oh, my God.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And actually, Karina, that beautiful sample by Mr. Trey Anastasio couldn't have been timed better because our first story of the week, Oysterhead, is back. 2 nights in Colorado, the 14th and 15th, Friday and Saturday. Karina, what were kind of your initial reaction to these shows? Did you catch up with the set lists? Or?
I looked at everything. I'm delighted. I'm just a huge fan of the project, obviously. I'm a 3-piece endorser, a 3-piece junkie. And this is a big power trio, in my opinion. Some of the greatest of the specific instrument on, in all the positions, if you will. And you know what's so great about Oyster? I mean, in so many ways, everything's great about fucking Oysterhead. Obviously, the shit is dope. Mm-hmm. But, for Trey to have, another band, kind of similar to Fish in the sense that, he leads Fish, but it's really a partnership amongst 4 people, if I do say so myself. And I would say that Oysterhead, has that to it as well, where Les is leading in certain ways, and it's kind of like this kind of symbiotic 3-way partnership, if you know what I mean.
No, absolutely.
And that I just think it elicits incredible music.
Yeah. I mean, no new originals debuted. I think the set lists really were indicators of what this Oysterhead tour is going to look like, because it was all right, are they going to debut new music? They only have 1 record, The Grand Pecking Order from '01. But what got me the most pleased was the fact that they're busting out covers from all of these people's respective projects. We got Fish debut covers, we got Primus debut covers, and we've got a Police cover in there. Night 1, they played the Police's Voices in My Head, as well as Fish's 46 Days. But for night 2 is really what blew my mind, and my roommates were just laughing about how hyped I was getting looking at set lists on my couch on Sunday morning. But they ended first set with Cream's White Room. So Trey ripping into a fucking Clapton solo.
Strong.
Less on vocals. I'm a big fan of what they call evil Fish, when Fish really scares the hell out of you. And I think like that's what Oysterhead is going to be like front to back. They also debuted a cover of Primus's Those Damn Blue Collar Tweakers. Huge fan of that song.
Killing.
And they did Fish's first Tube. Oysterhead are just fucking ready to go this summer. I'm very excited. I'm going to see them at Bonnaroo this year. Do you have any plans to see Oysterhead at any point?
I am very blessed to be playing on a few festivals that are headlined by Oysterhead. So I will be seeing them at Sweetwater 420 Fest, and I'll be seeing them at Peach Fest. And God knows what else will happen, you know? It's all great.
Green is going to be backstage rubbing elbows with Oysterhead.
It's all great. It's all great.
It's going to be all gravy, man.
Yeah,
You're going to talk to Les about the bass, talk about bass things.
I love talking to Les about bass things.
What do you got there? This pedal, that pedal? You know, is that how you guys talk?
That's exactly how we talk, except it's more like, hello.
Is that supposed to be Les or you?
That's Les. I'm more like, can I set up right here? We opened, Marco opened for the Claypool Lennon Delirium 2 shows back in fall 2016, and it was just at the cusp of me kind of taking over for Dave Drywitz and the Marco Benevento band. And we played the Fillmore in Philly, huge club, and the 930 Club, big legendary club, blah, blah, blah. And, for young me, barely out of college, 22, wide-eyed, to set up next to Les Claypool's rig those 2 nights with my little pedal board, was like... And I'm a person who... to be first in line at the Roseland when Primus played and hold the spot for all my degenerate friends who would have gotten in trouble had they left. But I was just like, oh, yeah, I talked my way out of it. And they were like, oh, Karina, go ahead, yeah, whatever. Anyway... I'm a huge fan. Huge. Fucking love this shit. Anyway, yeah. It's all just gravy. That's just a personal little anecdote I got there for you, Rap.
When you were setting up your rig, did you have your road case and you had Primus stickers all over it?
Yeah, right.
Just covering them up. It was I'm totally cool and not a huge fan.
Yeah, totally. I mean, as if, but no stickers for me. I'm not into stickers. That's one thing you gotta know about me. I don't like stickers. Don't ever give me a fucking sticker. No stickers. I fuck with other wolf gifts, but no stickers.
I don't really sad kid who made stickers for your tour who's just
I'm really sorry, and I appreciate those. Those are great. You can give them to other people. There's no way there's no. What am I gonna do with it?
So the way people throw lettuce at lettuce shows, cheese at string cheese incident shows, we're throwing stickers at Karina's Brooklyn Bowl gig.
There you
Everybody
go.
Bring your stickers.
God damn it! You see, I should have just kept my mouth shut. No, I had my pedal board, which is about yay big, right, and it was literally to the left of Les's.
Wild.
I can't even tell you what it looked like. It was enormous.
A wall of sound.
It was quite a few toys to play with, and I was like, I'll just put mine over here. It's cool. We're good.
Did you taking any notes? What the hell is that thing?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I always take notes at Primus, and whenever Les is playing.
But after this Oysterhead run, Mr. Trey Anastasio, the people's champion, the hardest working guy in show business, leads us to our second story. Trey jumped on a plane and went straight down to Mexico to play with Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds at their Riviera Maya event. Insane. I got a blurry picture from our friend Brad Tucker, who works here at Dayglow/Relix. A blurry picture of a redheaded man on stage with Dave and Tim, and I was like, you son of a bitch, Trey Anastasio, you've done it again.
I get paid to urinate in people's ears.
Call it what you will, Rap. No, I'm just kidding.
Trey sat in for covers of Bathtub Gin and Waste, songs that he would play with Dave Matthews back in the Dave Matthews and Friends days. I mean, as a huge Dave Matthews fan and a huge Trey fan, I had incredible FOMO about this. This was the week of FOMO for me between Oysterhead, Trey sitting in with Dave. I mean, those Riviera Maya events, as we've spoken many times on the podcast, are super duper sick. And I can't even imagine, there's a small contingent of Fish fans who were there who must have just had their mind blown.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. And also just knowing, because of course, if you're a Fish fan, you're probably following all this Oysterhead stuff, looking at the set list, blah, blah, blah. Just it's a lot of anticipation leading up to this very kind of, sought after reunion. And then you see you're on the beach in Mexico watching Dave and Tim. You're like, oh my God, how did he get here? I mean, he probably took a fat private jet.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a great thing. And you know what? You were talking about being a fan of the dark fish, which I am as well. I like things on the darker side. But it's really funny where like you come off of like this very kind of intense Oysterhead energy, and then he's playing.
Oh yeah, he's playing with a real delicate waist.
Dark energy
beach.
canceled.
Yeah, right?
Canceled. But that's the beauty. That's why we love this shit, right? It's great. It's the yin, the yang, a little of this, a little of that. They make you laugh. They make you cry. It's a beautiful thing.
Exactly. Whatever flavor of Trey you like, you got it this weekend.
You probably got it.
You did. Oysterhead to Trey to Dave and Tim on the beach. Yeah, but so funny you did say that. It's just like Dave on the beach is just like love and light, brother. Oysterhead is like, I am truly terrified.
Those blue collar tweakers really did it for
Oh man, the one time I saw Primus, they played that song, and I was so relieved because I missed the entire first set because New York City traffic. Am I right, guys?
Ooh, sister, no.
I know.
I gotta teach you how to use the subway.
I know. This is my early days.
I'll buy you a Metro card. It's good. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Imagine, exactly. I walked in, I thought the show was about to start. It was set break. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Sister, no.
It was Halloween a couple of years ago at Brooklyn Steel. So then that whole set, so I missed the whole greatest hit set, first set. Then second set, they did that whole Desaturating 7 album, which I was like, this is cool, but this is my first time seeing Primus, and this is all new material.
Right.
And then they encored with Blue Collar Tweakers, and I was like, all right, at least I got one.
That's a very sad story.
It was a sad story.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I like borrowed my friend's becoming a doctor. I like borrowed his scrubs. I'm just like in doctor scrubs at a Primus show.
Jesus.
I'm just like, life's weird sometimes, you guys.
Wow, this is a big insight, and I'm glad you caught something.
Yes. But the good news is, which brings us to our third story, segue.
Hot seg.
Primus has scheduled a Rush tribute tour called A Tribute to Kings. They are performing Rush's 1977 record, A Farewell to Kings, in its entirety all over the country. 40 shows between May 26th and August 2nd. Very exciting. I will be seeing it at Bonnaroo once again. Bonnaroo will be my Primus Oysterhead baptism. Oh my god, literally. It's very exciting. Karina, you're into Rush. You're a big Rush fan.
I'm a huge Rush fan.
This is exciting stuff.
This is wildly exciting stuff, and this is great. And let's talk more about why trios are just the best.
Oh my god, yeah. I should just rename this episode of like a tribute to trios.
A tribute to trios, because three's a magic number. Three's a magic number. Everything else is filler. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I do have this is a beautiful thing. I love this record as well. And what's very exciting is the support. We have Wolf Mother. And we have The Sword. And The Sword is a band very, very close to my heart that I've seen, headlining small clubs and whatnot. I've seen them opening for Clutch. I've seen them on festivals, the whole nine, and they are a phenomenal band. You hippies out there, check out The Sword. You'll get down with The Sword. Fucking fat riff rock for that ass.
For that ass?
No? Is that a thing? Can I say that? Fucking A, dude.
It's like, what a landing.
Jesus Christ.
I actually listened to
What's that?
I listened to A Farewell to Kings this morning when they announced this tour. We are recording this on Tuesday. So I listened to the whole record, and it's got some fucking choice gems in there, man. We got some real, like, Neil Peart, like, sci-fi synthesizer epics of, like, songs like Xanadu. It's also got Closer to the Heart on there, which is, like, a radio-friendly hit of Rush's. My big thing is, like, who's gonna sing these songs? Like, because Geddy Lee's up here, and Les is, like, kind of down here. So I'm curious how all of these songs are going to kind of manifest through the lens of Primus.
Well, Les will just be like, the men who hold high places must be the ones that start. It's going to sound like that. The lower register. Closer. Yeah, you get it.
I like it.
Or maybe Lairs sing a couple tunes.
That's true. And then Trey will be in the wings, so maybe we'll get a Trey sit in with Primus at Bonnaroo.
I like it.
Or at, I guess, any of these other festivals.
The possibilities are endless. There's a lot of cross-pollination that could happen or not happen,
Exactly.
It's their prerogative.
And Les wrote a really, really sweet note about this whole Rush thing, and it's actually interesting because they were originally planning on touring this, they had this whole, tribute to Rush thing planned before the passing of Neil Peart. It was supposed to happen this fall, but then they got asked to go on tour with Slayer, and of course they were like, drop everything, we're going on tour with Slayer.
Amen. Amen.
As any of us would, let's be honest. So then it's crazy, then Neil Peart passed in late 2019, so now this whole tour has a whole new meaning, a big tribute, and Les said specifically it's going to be a respectful and loving tribute to 3 spectacular musicians, songwriters, legends, and friends. And certainly Les and Geddy Lee have a lot of crossover. They've shared the stage before. There's good energy here. It's very cool. I'm very excited.
It's phenomenal. And that is a beautiful tribute. And, who better to I don't know. I think it's a really great band to kind of try and take that on.
Yeah, I some comments when I first kind of read the press release, I got excited and thought they were doing a different Rush album every stop on tour, which I was like, you've got to be joking.
That is undertaking and a half, shall we say.
But then I had a cup of coffee and reread the press release, and I was like, oh, okay, they're doing one album every stop of tour, not a different album every stop of
Sure,
tour.
the same one.
Yeah.
The same one.
Yes, exactly. That makes sense.
You try and learn a couple Rush albums.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
That's-
Like, after Neil Peart passed, I remember there was, like, a meme going around of, like, bands everywhere are trying to think, like, what's an easy Rush song we can cover, and all of, like, Neil Peart's, like, laughing in heaven. Like,
Totally.
Like, there's no such thing as an easy Rush song.
Right.
Karina, here's, like, a little question for you.
Talk to
if
me.
your band went on a similar tribute tour, what album would you want to play every
Holy
night?
shit. Just came out the bat with that one.
I know, it's a good question, though,
I'm
right?
gonna. It's a wonderful question. I'm gonna have to really think about that. But you know what? If I were to, I think Moving Pictures. Actually, you know what? I think 2112 would be our Rush album of
Nice.
choice. Just because,
But
like,
even not Rush, like, any band you want.
oh, yo, you're freaking me out, man. Shit.
Off the top of my head, I think Carole King's Tapestry I would do.
Oh, for
'Cause
you?
I love that record.
Wow.
And I don't like I play, but I don't play. So I'm saying
Sure.
in a hypothetical world that I have a band and I'm a good musician.
That's beautiful.
Carole King's Tapestry would be a vibe, dude.
I think
play,
that's
I'd play
great.
all the city wineries. It'd be
Wow.
very chill.
I love
Two
that.
drink minimum. Good times.
I think Chocolate and Cheese
oh man.
by Ween or The Mollusk by Ween. It might have to be a Ween record,
that
you
would
know.
be so dope. Like I think Ween fans right now listening are just like, Karina, do it.
I would really love to see that.
You're a disciple of Ween. You saw them this weekend, right?
I sure did.
Night at what, T5?
Uh-huh.
5? How
Yeah.
was that?
It was phenomenal. I cried. Birthday Boy makes me cry every time. I'm such a huge fan. I can't even talk about it because I'll cry here. But it's like, that's my favorite band. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And without them, I would have no career because it would be it wouldn't have happened. None of this shit would have happened. So thanks, Drywoods. Thanks, Ween. It was amazing. It was the best shit ever. And the following night, it played the Freaks Ball, which is a great event at the Bell House. 20 years, the Freaks, great. New York City, show-going community, very fervent supporters of live music. Thank you for being so dope. And my band played 3 sets in between all this crazy shit, and we did cover 2 Ween songs. We played The Rift, and then we played Joppa Road, which featured Tom from Garcia Peoples on guitar as well. And, I thought, because I'm such a huge Ween fan, and it's a 2-night stand at Terminal 5, and I was missing the second Ween show for my gig. And so was everybody there who was attending the gig. I figured we had to play some Ween.
Yeah, and then you also had some other sit-ins. You had the newly engaged Scott Metzger and Katie Jacoby.
Boom, baby. Congrats, you guys. These are my dear friends.
Love is real.
Killing it. I love the whole thing. Yeah, they played Aquí Como Allá, the Mark Ribot tune with us, which was great. And, yeah.
Yeah, you also covered No Doubt's Hella Good.
I sure did.
Solo dolo, but still fantastic.
Sure did. Yeah.
that.
Played
It's the
4 out of
best.
5 by Soul Coughing. Yeah. Played I Get Lifted by George McRae, the 1974 single.
You played your smash hit singles, Plants and Elevator.
I sure did. Played the shit out of them. No problem. Yep. I played my yet to be recorded smash hit singles, Dirty South, City Kids,
up, dude.
Goji Island, 2 Fish, 1 Fish. We got all kinds of names.
Yeah, the KR originals
We're-
coming out the loop. We were just saying those shows are on archive right now if anybody wants to dig into it.
Feel free.
You'll hear Karina's stellar stage banter.
If you listen to this podcast, you won't be shocked by any stage banter. So it's great. It's great. But if you don't, you're probably like, oh shit, why did she
Do you
talk
get
like
that thing that like when you walk off stage, you can't really remember what you did or said because you were like the adrenaline was pumping? so much?
Definitely. Yeah.
I feel like I get that like on this. Like,
Right.
I mean, obviously we're not like really performing, but like we'll finish recording here and I'll walk out and people will be like, oh, like what'd you guys talk about? And I'll be like, honestly, I don't really remember.
Dude, it's all a blur. And you know what? If you get too wrapped up, if you're a doer and you're wrapped up in doing,
Oh, I'm a doer.
You're a doer.
I'm a pusher. I push people.
yeah. That's why I like you, Rap. That's why we get along. We fucking coup de la and shit, dude. Yo, but if you're a doer and you're doing some shit, whatever it is, I bet you basketball players feel the same way. They're like, yo, like you're doing.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you're doing so hard and so intensely that you're just like, you kind of black out. And sure, you can reflect on what just happened and it comes back. You're like, totally right. But like, I don't know. I get that performing and sure on this podcast and whatever,
Dude, it's what Phil Lesh calls he turns the valve, You
got to turn the
You
valve.
got to turn the valve on.
It basically, you have to open yourself up to the muses and they play you.
Whoa, bro.
Y'all know what I'm saying.
Just like part of me is like, oh, haha. Part of me is like, that's really true.
It's fucking true as hell for me. I mean, we could have a whole podcast about that.
Maybe we should. Karina, would you like to start a podcast with me?
Yeah, I would.
Nice.
So
let's do it.
what happens? Oh,
yeah, right. It's like
Cheers.
totally leaving me hanging.
that's fucked up.
For people only listening, I went for a handshake and Karina just iced the hell out of me.
Yo, I would never ice you like that,
Dude,
Raph.
if Karina saw me on the street, she'd turn the other way.
Never. No, I would come running with a bouquet. Oh, Raph, I'm so sorry. So, like, the muses, dude, first of all. Anyway, we'll talk about that another time. It's great.
We do not have a weekly shout out this week, but there's a lot to do. You guys got to sign up for the Relix Daily 7 at relix.com/daily, first and foremost. Second of all, subscribe to Relix Magazine, relix.com/subscribe.
That's right.
I don't think we've announced who's on the next cover, but I promise you it's someone freaking amazing, and I'm so excited about
Oh!
it. So subscribe now so you can get that next cover. Don't do a slow rush. Wink, wink.
Ooh,
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Follow us on Instagram at 3fromthe7. Email us, raffandkarina@gmail.com. Karina, anything, last words of wisdom here before we put a bow on this thing?
Oh my God. I love when we put a bow on this thing, Rav. But I love when we started too. It's all just part of the beautiful process. Let me think. What do we got? Okay. What do we got? Not this weekend. I'm off this weekend for the first time since literally Nam. I'm off. So you can't catch me playing anywhere this weekend, which is great. It's
Yeah.
great.
Good for you.
Following weekend, Boise. Going to fucking play Snow Fort Fest with Marco.
Woo.
Weekend after, we're playing Hollywood, Florida at some outdoor arts park, something or other, and then playing the Gasparilla Festival in Tampa,
Oh my God, that's going to be nuts.
which is sick. Portugal the Man, a lot of people are playing. That's the one that I remember.
A friend of mine went to U Tampa, and Gasparilla is unreal.
Yo.
The whole city just dresses up like pirates and goes absolutely nuts. You're gonna
Perfect.
have fun.
I can't
You
wait.
got to wear an eye patch on stage.
Sure. Whatever you want.
Eye patch and peg leg.
Just text me before the set. And
For
I'll,
sure.
I'll
Be like,
source
did you
that.
bring your eye patch?
Yes. And then the week after that is the Fish Symposium. Did we talk about
no,
this?
we should talk about this.
Yo, my dear friend, Isaac Sloan, my roommate, my best friend for many, many years. He is a very bright man. And he is he's just graduating from, master's program at NYU, killing it over there. And he's a fervent fish fan. And he is putting on a fish symposium featuring academic panels and keynotes and all kinds of craziness. Very cool speakers. You could check out who online. And at the end of that day, my band will be performing.
There you go.
Just get a little music in there at the end of the day.
Hell yeah.
It was a very easy booking for my friend Isaac. He asked me over breakfast if I would like to do that. I said absolutely.
Karina's like rubbing the sleep out of her eyes.
Oh,
She's like,
yeah.
All right.
Tied-out pajama pants. It looked great. So that's March 11th.
Exactly, and I'd also say I'll also be there moderating a panel
Oh my
about
God!
music journalism, so it's super cool. I will
Baby.
Yeah, baby,
Hey!
baby. I'll be leading a panel with Mr. Mike Greenhouse, Mr. Dean Budnick, and Mr. Andy Bernstein, who all have their own fantastic credits in the fish worlds as well as the music journalism world. Very exciting stuff. My panel's at 3:45 if you want to roll through. It is free. It is open to the public, and there's information about it on the 3 from the 7 Instagram.
Yes.
So come see me and Karina do the thing.
That's so beautiful.
We're both going to be on stage.
Why didn't we talk about this earlier?
I don't know. I feel like I should have pushed it up further.
really
than the show.
unbelievable.
This is like the secret track of this podcast.
Yeah.
For people who've already been like, oh, she's doing the final wrap up. Subscribe to Relix thing.
If you've made it 23 minutes in and you're listening to this, you're welcome. See
You're
ya
welcome.
at
See you at
NYU.
NYU.
That's my alma mater. It's going to be great. Also, my entire band, we all met at NYU. That's why this all makes sense. Is all what I'm trying to say. That is March 11th. Then March 21st, Brooklyn Comes Alive. Come to Brooklyn Comes Alive. That shit will be straight up dope. We got everybody on that bill. It's out of control. You got O'Teal and friends, crazy bunch of friends. You got the Motet. You got Turquoise doing some crazy shit. We got Pigeons and Goose and me and Spaga playing the Dead. And that's just off the top of my dome piece. You should check out the actual thing because they could really, you'll know who's playing and when and what the fuck. Do that. That's at Avant Gardener, March 21st. Really looking forward to it.
Very cool.
That's kind of, it's just, it's
go.
what I got to plug right now.
Awesome. Well, plugging it up, wrapping up that plug bag.
And otherwise, I got, I want everybody to have a great week ahead. Mm-hmm. Be good to each other. If you can't be good, be honest. It's just a great thing. I'm so happy to be here. I'm back. I woke up in Cape Cod this morning, drove from there to here. And here I am.
Well, you didn't drive.
I
You don't
didn't
have a
drive.
license.
Shout out to Johnny Beach for driving me all the way.
She's got a license to kill, but not a license to drive.
No, not even a permit. Ooh. I failed twice.
Do you have any form of ID? Do you just carry on a passport?
No, I got a New York State ID.
Oh, yes. Anyway, we've talked about this before. 3 from the 7 is brought to you by Relix Media Group. Our engineer is Will Schwerd. Hashtag Schwerd up. Have a good week, everybody. If you can't be good, be honest, like Karina said.
She loves it. Bye.